Hello and welcome to the Kubi Springer Show. This is a business show with a twist. If you have never participated in this show before, well, welcome everybody. Basically, what I like to do in this show is give you the tools so that you can level up your brand. Whether you're working for someone or working for yourself, this is the show for you to learn about success, business, branding, and really just the mindset to be the best version of you. Now, coming up on today's show, we are asking the question, AI, do we love it or no? Is it becoming too powerful or is it okay? We're going to be looking at Facebook's Metaverse. We're going to be looking at Twitter's brand new live streaming. And we're also going to be looking at one of Google X's previous employees who said that robots, AI, are going to be 8 times more intelligent than us human beings. Oh, child, we are going to be talking about it today. And of course, at the end of the show, we've got Ask Kubi, where you get to ask me any question you want. Now, you can probably hear that I've got a DJ in the building. Oh, yes, I have. So, Mr. DJ, drop a track. Oh, can't wait, I can't wait. Ooh, okay. Uh-oh, no, he didn't. Let's go. Oh, my God. If you know me, you know this is my jam, people. This is my jam. This is my jam. Level up all the way. Absolutely, absolutely. Let me see who is on the live today. Let me see. I can see that Nicole is on. Potential underscore stylist is on. Touched by Rachel is on. I love it. I love it. I love it. This is what you guys need to do. You need to just put your name in the chat. Let me know where you are in the world. And also, I need to see those dancing emojis. And remember, you are my co-host. So the more you interact and engage with me, the more I get to, hear what you have to say, and the better the show is. So I can see so many new people are joining on, which is amazing. This sounds juicy. Yes, child, it is juicy indeed. It is juicy indeed. All right, I think we need to kick the show off with a segment that my team like to call SBB News. Now, this week on SBB News, I had the privilege and the honour of going to Warner Brothers' new movie entitled Boxing Day. Now, if you haven't heard about this movie, Boxing Day is produced, directed and starred by a chap called Emil Amin. Now, Emil Amin is a London boy who has done good. He's gone to Hollywood and he has just killed the game, came back and produced his own movie. So let me not give it all away. Let's watch the trailer and then let's have a little chat about it.
Who is Mr. Hollywood with this American princess? Who does he think he is? Prince Harry?
Hello, son. When you bring your ass home to see your family.
Where are you getting punches from?
Love, relationships, all a matter of perspective.
What are you doing blowing kisses to my missus on the gram, fam?
Juicy, huh? I tell you, this was basically one of the most funniest movies I have watched this year. It's a rom-com, and if you haven't got the gist already, let me give you the story without spoiling it, okay? You've got this young guy who is part of a Caribbean family, very middle class, and he goes off to Hollywood as an author, comes back, and on Boxing Day, all hell breaks loose. It's a little bit like The Cosby Show meets The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air set in London. I mean, it's so, so good. And there's a number of things that I loved about it. First of all, it's the very first time that a rom-com has been set in London about a Caribbean family. And as somebody who is from the Caribbean, I was feeling it, child. I like the jokes, the innuendos, the music, the soundtrack, absolutely amazing. But if you're not from a Caribbean background, you can still get it. In fact, in the Q&A, afterwards, one of the things that Emil said is that he felt that this movie was an insight for people who are not from Caribbean to kind of see how we roll. Now, I've got to be honest, it's a rom-com, okay? So they take the caricatures and they just throw it out there, okay? They take the caricatures and they blow it up. Like, you know that auntie that's always happy that you've made the success, and she's like, oh, look, my daughter, look, my niece, you know that one? They blow it up. Or, you know, that really bougie member of the family, it's like, oh, darling, I went to Oxford, I don't speak like that anymore. Like, they take the caricatures and they just blow it up. It's a lot of fun. But what was really, really good is that when I went, the Q&A afterwards was the bit that really hit home for me. Emil was talking about how he funded the movie, and he was talking about just the journey of being a creative, going from being an actor and actually becoming a producer director. And one of the things he said is that the way that he got funded is in 2019, during Christmas, he shot a short. And it's very, very short. You can check it out on his Instagram, where he was just walking through London streets, looking at all of the Christmas decorations. And he wanted to create a picture, a feel of what this movie would be about. That video, coupled with a script, is what he presented to Warner Brothers, is what he presented to the lottery, and what he presented to Channel 4 Films to get the funding. And he made such a good point. He said this: as a creative, it is generally very, very difficult to get your movie picked up. And so I really just want all of us to get behind this, because this is one of ours. He's a London boy that has managed to go from being an actor and get the funding and the distribution from Warner to make this movie. So tell a friend, call your auntie, take your children. It's a family rom-com. Like, get involved and get behind this movie. All right, what say my co-hosts? What do you guys say? Are you going to go? Are you going to get behind? Oh, I need to watch this. Yes, honey, you really, really do. All right, anybody else? I can see loads of people are joining, but you're not talking to me today. I need you to talk to me. I can see Brandon by Beautifully Graced has said, hi, Kubi. Well, hello, gorgeous. How you doing? And Insights underscore 24 has said, hello, Kubi. Well, hello to you too. All right, but you know how this works. You need to get in the mix, okay? You need to talk to me. Who else we got? Iron Label has said, Nick, West London. Hey, gorgeous, how you doing? All right. Let's move from one story to another. This week, I was at Holt Business School, and it was so beautiful to give back to the young people. You can see all these young people on the screen. You know, there was probably about maybe 60 to 100 in the room, and then there was more of them on the virtual space. And what I was teaching them was the importance of bottling up their enthusiasm, holding onto it, because I remembered what it was like when I was at uni and I was just hungry and had big ambitions and desired for more, right? And I was basically saying to them, keep that because it's precious. And make sure that as you're developing your career, that you understand the power of networking and relationships. And one of the things I encourage them to do, that I want to encourage you to do, is to think about the 3 forms of networking. One is your peer-to-peer networking. So in their case, it's like other people at university. Second is the person who's so-called underneath you, the one who's coming up. Make sure you're always pulling them up. And remember that the person who's so-called underneath you could end up being your boss tomorrow. And then also the strategic networks, the person who appears to be above you. So I really want to encourage you at home. It's coming up to Christmas. It's the best time for networking. So do those 3 sets of networking. Who are your peers that you need to get in touch with? Who are the people who are maybe below you that you need to reach out, make sure they're okay, see how they're doing, encourage them? And who are those mentors or those inspirational figures that you need to have in your back pocket? Who do you need to have on your target list of like, these people need to be in my back pocket? The strategic networks are the ones that open the doors for you. Okay, talking of opening the doors, there is a new award ceremony that is kicking off this year. It's called the BPEC Awards, strictly for the construction industry. And yours truly is hosting. Everybody say, yes, Kubi. In fact, DJ, can you give me a little choo-choo-choo-choo? I need a happy sound with that. Yes, there we go. Oh, he bopped it. He bombed it. I love it. So I'm going to be at this award ceremony. I haven't hosted an awards in so long. So if I'm honest, I'm a little bit nervous, like just a little bit nervous. I got my glam all ready, and I'm going to be there. Rachel Kerr, is going to be performing, but why should you come? Beyond me and Rachel, why should you be there? The networking that is going to happen at this event is going to be so good. If you are in the construction industry, if you're a surveyor, an architect, if you're in commercial real estate, if you're in, development, if you're a builder, if you run a building organization, the room and the power brokers that are going to be at this awards, I'm telling you, you do not want to miss out, okay? So it's on the 1st of December. It kicks off at 6 p.m. is the red carpet. And yeah, we get to hang out, have a nice glass of wine, darling, and you get to network with the power brokers in the construction industry. All right, let's see what my co-hosts are saying. I'm getting a yes, Kubi. I see you, honey. 2 yes, Kubis. That's amazing. Hattie's giving me a yes, Kubi. All right, Michelle has said, you are speaking my language. I am out in Dubai building strategic networks right now. I'll see your Instagram, girl. You better. You better. I see you. I can see. Why do people find it so hard to put people on or support / mentor? You know what? I will answer that, puppet, in the final section of the show, which is called Ask Kubi. Hold on to that question, okay? And if I don't answer it, put it in the chat so that we can bring it back up and I will answer that for you. Looks like a great film. I'm telling you, it's a phenomenal film. All right, all my news over. Let's get to the juicy part of the show, shall we? This is the section that we like to call Let's Talk About It. All right, let's talk about it. You know, I had to pull up my notes so I can get all of the details for you. Okay, so I want to talk about AI, okay? I want to talk about AI. And the reason why, as a team, we felt this was such an important topic is, first and foremost, if you haven't heard already, Facebook have got something called Meta. Now, I need to clear this up because some people think that Meta is the rebranding of Facebook, and it is not. Meta is the parent company. Facebook still Facebook, Instagram still Instagram, WhatsApp still WhatsApp. Meta is the parent company that owns all three of these apps. But Meta Universe is Mark Zuckerberg's new invention. So I'm going to pause. Let's watch the video and then let's talk about it.
Your glasses or headset and you're instantly in your home space. It has parts of your physical home recreated virtually. It has things that are only possible virtually. And it has an incredibly inspiring view of whatever you find most beautiful.
Hey, are you coming?
Yeah, just gotta find something to wear. All right, perfect. Oh, hey, Mark. Hey, what's going on?
Hi.
Mark. What's up, Mark?
Whoa, we're floating in space?
Uh-huh.
Who made this place? It's awesome.
Right? It's from a crater I met in LA.
This place is amazing.
Boz, is that you?
Of course it's me. You know I had to be the robot, man.
I thought I was supposed to be the robot.
Whoa.
I knew you were bluffing.
Hey, wait. Where is Naomi?
Let's call her.
Naomi.
Hey, should we deal you in?
Sorry, I'm running late, but you gotta see what we're checking out. There's an artist going around Soho hiding AR pieces for people to find.
3D street art? That
Oh, child, let's talk about it. So, Meta Universe, one of the things that Mark Zuckerberg has said is that what you've just seen on the clip, there are going to be many Meta Universes. He has said that there's going to be one for business, there's going to be one for entertainment, for commerce, for education. In fact, they predict that this will end up being a fully functional economy. Expect links with cryptocurrency and with NFT. They predict that not only will this be a fully functional part of our future, but here's the numbers around this. They're expecting that by 2025, Meta Universe will be worth, wait for this everybody, $82 billion. Now, I want you to picture this for a moment, okay? Because the debates that's been happening in my team have been kind of one group think one and one group think another. But I want you to picture this. You can create an avatar that looks just like you. According to Mark Zuckerberg, the technology is so good that any facial features that you have, if you like screw your face up like this, your avatar will do that. If you smile, your avatar will do that. If you frown, your avatar will do that, okay? So you've got this avatar that looks just like you. You put on the technology, you can go into the universe, you can create your house, you can create your business. In fact, he's gone as far as to say that Meta Universe for Business is designed in such a way that if you have members of staff all around the world, you can have virtual meetings with all of your avatars sitting around a table. And wait for it. In the real world, you can be writing something on a piece of paper, look down, and your colleagues could then see in the Meta Universe what you have written in the real world. I mean, it's bonkers, okay? But I want to know, what do you guys think? What are my co-hosts saying? AI will make us redundant, so I'm against it 100%. Okay, so that is Broadway Entertainment, whereas Legacy London Studio has said that's so dope. As an addition, what's wrong with that? Okay, well, let's talk about it a little bit more. One of the things that they have said as the downfall is around privacy. If we think about in the recent news, all the things that's been popping up with Facebook and how our data is not being protected, there is an argument to say, what happens when we're an avatar? What happens when somebody logs in as you and basically takes over your avatar as you? Also within data, they've talked about the thing around trolls. If you know that people are trolling within the comments and you feel bad with a troll in the comments, how will you feel in the Meta Universe? So that's one argument against it. But an argument for it, and this has particularly come from the young people around me and in my team, they feel like, well, this is kind of really happening already. You know, the gaming industry where you can be talking to people around the world and you're in your own universe, your virtual universe, it's already happening. When I think about my daughter Angel, she plays Roblox, where she's got her own Roblox universe and she can buy clothes and put them on, etc. The young people are like, this is already happening. What's the problem? So there's two arguments going on, and let's just see what the co-hosts are saying. If children are already consumed with smartphones, with this virtual world, it's more ways to know everything about you and have no need for real people. Okay, Legacy London said, I sent you a DM earlier, did you see it? Child, I'm on telly. No, I ain't seen your DM, but I'll check it out. Okay, what else we got? Meta, $82 billion. Wow, yes, Miss Jane, it's crazy. All right. Let's talk about another part of this Meta Universe. I did an interview with CNBC earlier this week. They asked me the question in the interview. They said, Kubi, what is your opinion on hiring people via the Meta Universe? They wanted to know, would I do virtual interviews with an avatar on the Meta Universe? And I want to know, would you? Like, what's your opinion? Would you think it's okay to hire people via the Meta Universe? I mean, my response to them was this. Why would I want to? Like, for me, by the time somebody sees your CV, they already know you've got the skills. So an interview is more than just your skills and your capabilities. An interview is about understanding you as a person. It's about recognizing and reading the signs of the non-said. Right, you know they say 80% of communication is non-verbal. Well, how do I read the non-verbal when I'm talking to an avatar? I mean, I don't know. To me, let's see what you guys are saying. What are you saying? Because I just want to know all the discussions around this. Okay, it was regarding this very topic. Oh, okay, well, put it in the chat, baby. Let me know here. Yes, I would hire people, less discrimination. Well, the interesting thing with that is that in America, there's a study right now about racial biases when it comes to AI. They've been particularly looking at this in the medical industry. And they've been saying that there are racial biases because the people who do the coding tend to be white males. So because they're the ones doing the coding, by definition of who they are, they have their biases attached to AI. All right, what else are you guys saying? Only based on your skill set. This sounds like the film Avengers. Child, you better say it again. Okay, Princess Peach said, I'm still getting my head around Microsoft Teams. I will give that one a pass. You know what? You ain't lying, girl. You ain't lying. Kubi, I bought your book, I Am My Brand. Why, thank you. Okay, here we go. But when you're looking at my avatar, you won't know where I'm from. Well, yes, you will, because your avatar is you. So if you look at the clip with Mark Zuckerberg, the avatar was him, right? It looked exactly like him. So, you know, you will know. Okay, I want to continue along this line of AI. And I want to speak to you guys about Twitter. Okay, let me get up my notes because, you know, I like to give you factual information. So here we go. Twitter have got a new e-commerce platform. In fact, it's not Twitter. See what I mean? It's TikTok, everybody. Okay, everybody put TikTok in the chat. It's TikTok. Okay, so TikTok is planning new features akin to Instagram and Facebook, including self-service advertising, affiliate links, and that is where influencers make money on brands they promote, and in-app brand categories. The company confirmed to Vogue Business, followed by a Financial Times report, the shift could spell an opportunity for fashion brands to capture the app's 1 billion monthly active users. So I want to know, what say you? Yes, we've got social media, but now that all of these platforms are really using AI, now that they're all saying, okay, we're going to start infusing brands into these virtual worlds, do you think it's a good thing? And would you use it for your own business? I don't know if you remember, a couple of weeks back, I was talking about Balenciaga, and I was talking about Fortnite and the fact that Balenciaga fused their brand into Fortnite, the game, and that you could buy virtual clothes as well as buying physical clothes. And I said at the time, in terms of that partnership, genius. So is there any difference between what Balenciaga did with Fortnite and what Metaverse is planning on doing with you, or with your business, or with the large corporations? Is it any different to what Twitter's trying to do? What say you? Okay, I suppose if that's the direction the world's biggest social media platform is going, then I'm curious to see how I can relate that to making money. You know, you're absolutely right, Iron Label. I think there are going to be so many people who are going to say, well, this is where the train is going. How do I jump on board? You know, it's a little bit like I give you guys advice as small businesses, and I say to you all the time, why are you not using Instagram coins, right? The badges that they have, or on Clubhouse? Why are you not having Cash App attached to the Clubhouse? All of these things, it's the direction they're going in, and Iron Label is right. How do you maximize it is a question. Okay, here's another one. Peace_014 has said, I had my very first WebEx interview during the pandemic. I am not sure. Really, honey? Did you not enjoy it? Was it not fun? I actually had my very first Zoom interview. I had like 6 interviews via Zoom during the pandemic, and I did not like it at all. I was like, this is horrible. I want to go to the office. I want to see the office. But you know, Mark Zuckerberg would argue that with Meta Universe, you will be able to see the office. Right? You'll be able to go into the office of this company and actually see it. Okay, what else we got? This will cut out the older generation and split people even more. Yeah, I kind of like that as an argument. Or, this is me playing devil's advocate, it's an opportunity to train the older generation on how they use Meta Universe, how they use AI, how they get it infused in their businesses. Okay, what else we got? Completely agree. So she's agreeing with the older generation. I agree. It will definitely alienate the older folks. So a lot of you are agreeing with that. All right. Before we make our decision on this, I want to show you a clip that's come from a chap who used to work at Google X. Okay. He was the former chief business officer for Google X. His name is Mo Gawdat, and he's an Egyptian entrepreneur, writer, and extremely highly regarded within the tech industry. Let's watch what he has to say about AI.
To imagine a scenario on planet Earth where we're not the humans but the apes, okay? Where there is another being that looks at us as the apes, okay? And that being is going to be smarter than us, you heard me correctly, in 8 years' time.
8 years' time.
8 years' time. And we're not talking about it, Stephen. What's going wrong with humanity? We're not talking about it, Okay, if you look at AI from the inside, you realize that through the law of accelerating returns, Ray Kurzweil basically predicts that by the year 2045, it's in your lifetime and mine, AI is going to be 1 billion times smarter than humans.
I mean, that's scary. That's scary. When I watched the entire interview by him, and I would highly recommend that you go on YouTube and you watch this interview. And he was talking about the fact that the biggest terrorism that is happening in our lifetime, we are not talking about, and that is AI. The fact that AI is going to be 8 times more intelligent than us as humans. I mean, that's scary. What does my co-host have to say? That's why I'm not interested. Very scary. I see you, beautiful vibes. I agree, this is kind of scary. The scary thing about this is by 2025, people will be getting married on Meta Universe without meeting. People will be glued to the computer. That is scary. Yep, I hear you guys. I hear you guys. And I think, you know, I think it's important that we hear both sides of the argument, right? I think that I think it's important that we understand every facet of this thing and that we look at all sides of the argument before we jump to our conclusion. All right, I'm on that note, I'm out. I hear you, Iron Label, I hear you. This will create a social difference between one another. Okay, I hear you, I hear you. All right, I can't talk about this all day, even though I wish you could. So let's go to the next section that we like to call Quote of the Week. All right, quote of the week really is building on the conversation that we've had around AI. Here's my thinking around it. The quote of the week is this: seek understanding and wisdom. That's the quote of the week. Seek understanding and wisdom. Because when I look at everything that you guys have said, when I look at everything that I've been reading, I think it's important, as I just alluded to, that we need to be informed. I think it is too easy to jump on one side or the other. It's too easy to say, I've seen this and therefore I think that. You know, seeking wisdom is where you say, how do I go and find the information? How do I get educated around the subject? It is too important a subject for us to just bury our heads and ignore it. Something like AI is impacting our lives now, and it's going to continue to impact our lives. So I really want to encourage all of you, no matter where you sit on the fence with this, you've got to seek wisdom and understanding. You've got to seek out the information. You've got to read up around the subject area. You can't listen to just one clip and take it as gospel. In fact, even with what I've given you today, go and do your due diligence. Go and seek it out for yourself. Go and study it for yourself, and then let's make an informed decision. And you know what? That's not just to do with AI. That's to do with life, right? Whether you are thinking about expanding your business, or whether you're thinking about leaving your 9-to-5 and becoming an entrepreneur, or whether you're thinking about how you expand your product range, or whether you're thinking about how you go international with what it is that you're doing. Before you make a move, seek wisdom and understanding. Seek wisdom from those who are mentors, leaders, people around you who have been there before you. Seek wisdom. Seek wisdom through books and articles. Read around your subject area. Don't just follow the crowd. I once heard someone say a quote. They said this. They said this: whenever you see the crowd going in one direction, it's usually time for you to go in another. And I was like, oh, okay. Okay. All right, let's see what my co-hosts are saying. We were all scared of Instagram many years ago, but look at us all now, laughing out loud. The quote of the week is 10-10, seek wisdom for sure. Seek wisdom and understanding. I see you guys. Side note, okay, I'm feeling this music though, laughing out loud. I know the DJ's doing good, right? In fact, let's pause for the chorus. Let's pause. Turn it up, DJ. Turn it up. All right. Okay. I'm feeling it too. I'm feeling it too. Seek wisdom, understanding. Absolutely. Quote of the week. I'm glad you are loving it. You guys agree with me. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. Let's swiftly move on. Let's swiftly move on. And let's go to, do we love it? All right, do we love it? Do we love it? Do we love it? Today, we're asking the question, do we love Alexa? Okay, do we love Alexa? Now, you know, my team are great at putting the adverts, all right? So let's play the ad and then let's talk about it. Do we love it or not?
Alexa, remind me to do my laundry at 2 p.m. today.
Okay, I'll remind you at 2 p.m. today.
Remind me to wash my white dress shirt at 2 p.m. today.
I'll remind you at 2 p.m. today.
Oh, remind me to give myself a high five for finishing my laundry at 3 p.m. today.
Okay, I'll remind you at 3 p.m. today.
What?
Ooh, okay. Well, do we love it? What do you think? Okay, now, first of all, as a marketeer, I just want to unpack the advertising around Alexa. So, their first set of ads that I was drawn to was this one that we just played. And when I watched that ad, I was like, I don't know about that. I don't know about the messaging around it. I don't know if that works. And I'll tell you why I was saying that. Because here you had a guy asking Alexa questions and his girlfriend was basically redundant. And I was like, I don't know about whether or not that would enable me or want me or desire me to buy it. And then I saw another advert where the roles were switched. And the woman, her Alexa was Michael B. Jordan. Is it B. Jordan? Michael B. Jordan. I had to just check. Okay. If you don't know who Michael B. Jordan is, the boy's fine. Okay. Now, when Alexa was Michael B. Jordan, I was like, okay, well, maybe I would buy Alexa. So here's the power with this. The power with marketing is understanding how genders play a role. And being very clever with how your messaging can be edified or pulled down based on how the genders are placed in your marketing campaign. Because like I said, Alexa can be Michael B. Jordan. I am not going to be mad at that one. Okay, I can see you guys are laughing. Jane is cracking up. The girlfriend looked like a robot. Stop. Why? Why would you say that? I love Alexa. Sometimes Alexa is too sassy, talking when nobody asks her anything. That's so true. I got to tell you guys a story. We were on a meeting. I can't stop laughing. We were on a meeting and Lekan in our team has Alexa all over his house. And we're on the meeting and Lekan's talking to us and Alexa's answering. And we were like, why is Alexa answering for you? So yeah, I agree. Alexa's got far too much sass. Okay, what else we saying? I refuse to get one. Really, Hadi? Why? Put in the chat why you refuse to get an Alexa. Okay, what opportunities do you think the Meta platform will create for us? These are good questions, but they're too early, baby. I will answer them on the next section. All right, what else we got? Okay. What else? Keep going. You're laughing at me. I see you laughing at me. Sure, Kubi. Okay, give me Michael B. Jordan any day. I'm telling you, child. Like, this is what my Alexa would have to have. My Alexa would have to have, you know what? My other half is not going to be happy with this, but child, I'm going to say anyway. It'd have to have Michael B. Jordan's face, and let me be kind, and my other half's body. There you go. There you go. Then I'll buy Alexa. Okay, the dude is about to get locked out of his house. That's true. You look beautiful, Kubi. Oh, thank you. That's so kind. Too funny. I agree. I agree. So what are we saying, people? What are we saying? Do we love it or do we not love it? Would we buy it or would we not buy it? I think for me, would I buy Alexa? I don't know, man. Like, for me personally, would I buy Alexa? I don't know. Co-host, help me. Would you buy it? Okay, you lot are still laughing at me and giving me love hearts. We love it, says Nicole. Okay. You're dead, Kubi. How could you say that? Okay. I am dead, isn't it? My man knows he's fine. Stop it. Stop trying to get me into trouble, everybody. Back to the boss squad. Because I'm a dinosaur and Alexa seems too intrusive. She will know too much. I hear you. Alexa is too inner. Leave big people business alone. I cannot. Even my DJ's laughing. I'm with you, Slimsy. I'm with you. Okay, hi. Kids Life Coffin, great to see you here. Okay, you guys are just networking. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. What else you saying? Bye, Alexa. Yes, great for reminders. Yeah, I can see that. It's like a free PA. Oh, okay. Then maybe you got me with that one. Okay, love it. What we got? Peace has said, I don't love it, so I won't buy it. Why, Peace? Why do you not love it? Is it too intrusive for you? Is it too inner? Is it just too much? Like, why, Peace? Why would you not buy it? Okay, let's summarize this. The summary, I think, is that we're kind of 50-50. I think that's the summary, okay? I think, Alexa, if you actually design more that looks like Michael B. Gordon, you might have more sales from this lot here, including me. But I think we're 50-50. I think some people are saying they would, some people are saying they wouldn't. And this is the thing, right? This is the thing with technology. It's quite a divisive topic. And so I don't think we should judge anybody either which way. And most importantly, as I always say with these divisive topics, let's keep talking about it. The more we talk about it, the more we learn from each other, and then we make informed decisions. Okay, I can see you guys are asking me a ton of questions on the board. So let's go to Ask Kubi. All right. You're still talking. Yes, free PA. Stop it. Can we go to Ask Kubi? All right, Ask Kubi is where you guys get to ask me any questions you want. I can see questions have already come through around AI, so we can go there. But you can also ask me questions around just running a business. So let's kick off with the questions that have come in so far. I think one of the questions was around how can AI make us money? No, here we go. What opportunities do you think the Meta platform will create for us? Well, that's a brilliant question. I think one of the opportunities that it's going to create is that brands, both small and large, will be able to get involved. You'll be able to create virtual shops for your brand. You'll be able to align and intertwine those virtual shops with your physical shops. I think that it will open up the opportunity for you to be able to test your products before they go to market. You know, imagine you can do a virtual focus group as an example, right? You can have all of these avatars from around the world and not having to pay the cost of flying people to different territories around the world, and have a virtual focus group and test out the quality of the response to your products and whether or not people like the packaging or the color scheme. So I think it opens up opportunities there. I think it definitely opens up opportunities in terms of new revenue streams. You know, I have a mentor, big shout out to Chantal, and she's a fitness instructor. When the pandemic happened, she went from doing physical classes to doing virtual classes. Now she's taken it one step further, and she's part of a global app. And she's making money not only as a PT teaching the classes, but she's also making money as an affiliate to the app. So she's making money twice within the app. So I think what some of these technological advancements do is they open up new revenue streams. And that's why I say stay informed. Okay. All right. What else you got? Will we reach a stage how it will be weird to not have an avatar on Metaverse, just as how weird it will be to not have a social media profile? I think that we are going in the direction of AI. Whether it's Facebook's Meta Universe or whether it's Twitter's platform, or, you know, there was another platform. Let me tell you about this one. Hold on. I've got it in my research for you. Oh, sweet Jesus. Let me bring it up. This platform is called Decentraland. Okay. And on Decentraland, this is another virtual universe. Virtual real estate was sold for $2.43 million US. So I think whether it's Meta Universe or Centraland or another one that comes up, I think we are going in the direction. We can see it in gaming. We can see it in kids' toys. We're going in the direction where virtual universe is going to be a reality. And so to answer your question, I think the answer is there will become a point, yes, where it will be weird that we don't have an avatar in the same way that it will be weird that we don't have social media. Unless enough people and big businesses protest it. So if you are against it, then the responsibility is in your hands to speak up. Because, you know, there's power of the people. At the end of the day, these organizations, they make their money off of you and I. And if there's enough people saying this is not the direction we want to go in, we're not going to spend our money here, we're not going to support brands here, then no, it won't go in that direction. But if people don't feel strongly, it will absolutely go in that direction. Okay, next question. I need a drink, everybody. Oh, Lord. My director told me I'm not allowed to do this too many times, okay, because it stops the flow of the show. But I need a drink. Give me a minute. Can you give me a minute? Let me pause for the cause and tell you guys. I'm on this diet at the moment. It's called the Cambridge diet. Oh my God. Basically, it's juicing and 2.5 gallons of water a day and only 1 meal. I've shrunk in 2 days. It's so good. I'm like, oh, the baby patch is going. But I have never drank so much water in my life. Like, I just run into the toilet every minute. Anyway, I digress. Let's go to Ask Kubi. How do we protect ourselves whilst embracing AI technology, etc.? Okay, it's a good question. First of all, I want to put this disclaimer out. I am not a lawyer. I am not a technology expert. So I would recommend, if you're looking at protection, that you go to a reputable lawyer, somebody who works in the field of technology. But from my experience and the limited knowledge that I have, I think that what you need to be doing, what we all need to be doing, is we need to be reading the fine print. I think we need to be more careful around what are they saying they will do with our data. What are we giving away when we go on these platforms? What are we just handing over when we tick that box without thinking about it? I think that's one way to protect yourself. I think another way to protect yourself, and a lot of my friends who work in IT security, they talk about how important it is to make sure that our passwords are good passwords. So I had a friend of mine who said you need to put an exclamation mark and a question mark at the beginning of your password. In fact, I think it was even Lecken who said this to me. Put an exclamation mark or question mark or some kind of symbol at the beginning of your password. So don't have your password like, I don't know, Sandra Jones, ABC, question mark. Put it like question mark, question mark, question mark, Sandra Jones, as an example. The other thing that a lot of my friends who work in cybersecurity and technology tell me is that we need to change our passwords regularly. And we need to make sure that we don't have the same password across every single thing, particularly your banking. Like, don't make your banking password your social media password. Like, come on, friend. Don't do it. And I know it's tempting because you might be like, oh my God, I can't remember all these passwords. But it's not safe. It is not safe. All right, next question. Even though Meta will bring us great opportunities, there is still an area where it will be monitored by Meta, question mark. Does this sound very reliable? Will it be protected? You know, I think this is the question that people are raising, right? I think when we look at what laws people are trying to get into place as it pertains to social media, I think that conversation and those laws need to be in place when it comes to these virtual universes. We need to say to these companies, if you and I believe that this is important, we need to put them to stand and say, how are you going to protect us before we get involved in this? How are you going to ensure that we are fully protected before you before we get involved? How are you going to make sure that we're okay? So yeah, okay, I think that it is online safety 101. I think you're talking about the passwords. I agree with you, baby. I agree with you. All right, okay, so here's the thing with Ask Kubi. There's questions that you guys put in, but there's also questions that come in to me from DMs. So let me go to some of the DM questions. Let's just see now what we had come in. Okay. Let's see. Alexa, this is somebody, Oh no, that's not that. Sorry, I'm reading my notes. Okay, a question has come in and said, Kubi, when it comes to technology, how are you using technology in your business and how has it helped to really level you up? Okay, that's a good question. So I think one of the things for my business, but also when I'm working with a lot of small businesses, is I talk about how they're using technology for automation. It's super, super important, particularly if you're a one-man band or a one-woman band or you've got a small team. You really want to be thinking about how you're automating as much of your business as possible. You know, how are you using technology to automate your DM responses, for example, in Instagram, which you can do? How are you using automation in terms of sending out email blasts to your existing customers or your potential customers? How are you using automation to remind your teams about key messages that you need them to have in terms of your internal communication? So I think automation is one of the ways that for me, technology has really, really helped us. I think the other area is around productivity and keeping our remote teams feeling connected. So we use Monday as an example. Monday is really good because it allows you to track times. So you can put in when you start a project and when you end a project, so you can track times, which for me as a boss, my teams are all over. I've got a team member in New York. I've got a team member in Canada. I've got team members in the UK, all over the UK. It's really good to be able to track their productivity using Monday. Also, I think technology has been great in terms of the finance end of our business. You know, the fact that I can check invoices on my mobile phone with my online banking. The fact that my online banking is linked into our accounting software, and so in real time in the accounting software I can see where we are from a profit and loss standpoint. The fact that I can get real-time reports, technology has enabled us to be able to do that. It's enabled us to be able to forecast better because of the way that we're able to get real-time reports. So I think technology is great and has definitely helped to scale our business. And one of the ways, and this is for all of you with products, is historically we weren't shifting as many products because we didn't have as many platforms to be able to shift the products. So if I think about my book, I Am My Brand, the distribution was relied upon from Bloomsbury Publishers. But Crisis Made My Brand, which I've done as self-publishing, because of technology, we've been able to distribute this and make really good money as a self-published book. So, you know, I definitely think, yeah, it has 100% scaled up my business. All right, what other questions are coming in from the board? Okay. I was in a session a while back about seasons, hustle and rest seasons. How will I know when it is my season of rest? Baby girl. Camera, let's go on this one, please. You will know when you're tired. That's when you rest. When your body is saying, I'm done. When your brain is fatigued, you will know. Your body tells you when you're tired. The key is, are you listening to it? That's the key. Are you listening when you're feeling tired? So many of us are not actually listening to when we need the rest. And we're like, I'm just going to keep going. I'm just going to keep going. And I would encourage you, you know, over the summer, I took the whole of August off and I took 3 weeks off of social media. And you know what? I made more money this August than I did August 2020 and August 2019 because the systems were in place in my organization to drive the business and it wasn't relying on me having to physically be there. So I would say to you, you know when your body's telling you, you got to listen to your body. But I would also recommend that you project rest time, that you look at, you know, your year ahead, 2022 ahead, through analyzing the year that you've just come out of. Earlier today, I was doing a session with my mentees. Big shout out to all the boss squad that are on here, okay? Boss squad in the house, okay? And I was doing a session with them and I was saying to them, how are you auditing your 2021? You need to audit before you can project where you're going. How can you plan for 2022 if you haven't identified what worked and what didn't work in 2021? And it's the same thing with looking at rest seasons. Analyze 2021, analyze the past year and look at when was my busy buying months? When was my quiet months? When were my peak months? When were the time that I was getting fatigue? When did my family need me the most? When did I need a break? Like, analyze your previous year and then start thinking about how you can factor that into the year that's coming ahead. Data drives decisions, not opinions. All right, what else we got? Social media break is necessary. Ooh, girl. You don't need to say that again. Okay, straight up, says somebody else. You guys are laughing at me, but it's true. You know when you're tired. Like, stop laughing at me, my co-host. You know when you're tired. Okay, all right. Let me see a question that is coming through from the DM. So, another question has come through. Oh, this is a good one. Okay, so this question is, Kubi, I'm struggling with understanding my finances. I have tried everything in terms of YouTube videos. I follow loads of people on Instagram and on Twitter, but I'm still struggling. What do I do now? That's a good question. All right, I think it's really important to know your weaknesses and to identify them. And so I want to commend you with the fact that you've gone, you know what, this is an area where I'm not so good at. And I want to encourage you, any of you on here, to never be ashamed of those weaknesses. If you know that you're really good at what you do, but you're not good with the finances, it doesn't negate the fact that you're really good at what you do. You're still really good at what you do. You're just not good at finance. And so I would simply say to you, it's amazing that you've identified it. Never be ashamed of it, but now go and seek help. YouTube, whilst it's great, following people on social media, whilst that's fantastic, it doesn't beat you getting that one-to-one or group advice. So I would encourage you to either get a course around financial literacy. I would encourage you to get a mentor who deals with financial literacy. I'd encourage you to get a coach around financial literacy. You need that more one-on-one or group help to really propel your knowledge base. And then what you can do is you can use YouTube and Instagram and Twitter and all of that content to kind of boost up the knowledge. But I don't believe that should be your starting place, okay? In fact, baby girl, I'd go as far as to say, stop being cheap. Okay? That's what you're really doing. You're being cheap. That's why you're going on YouTube. No, you got to pay to play. Right? Jane says it all the time. My amazing member of staff, she says it. You got to pay to play. In other words, you've got to invest in yourself. You've got to bet on yourself. You've got to know I am worth investing on to level up my knowledge. Okay. All right, let's go to another one. Let's see. I know I'm not meant to take 2 sips, Mrs. Director, but I'm thirsty. Please, get out. Just one more. Here we go. I am struggling with connecting and establishing collaboration partners. What tips would you give? Oh, this is a good question. Okay. I would say, first of all, make sure that your brand is fit for purpose. Okay? Make sure your brand is fit for purpose. What do I mean by that? Too many of you are seeking collaborations, but if I'm honest, your brand's a hot mess. Like, if I Google you, what do I discover? If I go onto your website, do you even have one? If I go onto your Instagram or your Twitter or your LinkedIn, are you posting regularly? Are you coming across as a thought leader? Like, the amount of people who contact me and they want to collaborate with She-Builds brands, or they want me to endorse their brand, and when me and my team actually research them, they look a hot mess. And I'm like, come on, baby. Like, branding 101. Make sure that all your I's and T's are dotted and ticked off before you try and reach out to people, because you only get one chance. You only get one opportunity to really get them to say yes. So let's break down how you make sure you do that. Some things that any collaborator would be expecting you to have. 1, they would absolutely expecting you to have a website. In this day and age, there is no excuse with Square and Wix and WordPress and all the rest of them for you to not have a website. So you've got to have a website, okay? They would absolutely expect you to be on at least one or two of the key social media platforms that are relating to your customer base. So if your customers are on LinkedIn, they're expecting you to have a LinkedIn. If they're on Twitter, they're expecting you to have a Twitter. They would at the very least be expecting that you are posting regularly and that you're not just posting anything. Nobody cares about what you ate last night. Okay? What they want to know is, what is your business? What is your opinion as it pertains to your industry? What is your thought leadership? What is your perspective? What are your products or services? What are people saying about you? They want to see something that's robust, that gives them an insight into who you are. Okay? Plus, they would also be expecting that all of your financial records are in place. And I know some of you will be thinking, oh man, that's a bum. But in this day and age where there's so many fraudulent people, they need to go on Company House and know that you're registered. Whether you are a freelancer and you're registered as a self-employed, or you are a company and you're registered, they want to know that you are a legitimate, functioning business. And then once you've got all of that in place, once you've crossed your I's and dotted all your T's, then I would say to you, make sure that you've got a really robust partnership pack. Okay, got to have a good partnership pack, and your partnership pack will tell the prospective partner the benefits of them working with you. It is not about how great you are or how amazing you are. Nobody's got time to read 5 pages about your bio and your work history. They honestly don't care. That needs to be on your website. But your partnership pack should be talking about the benefits they get working with you. And then finally, because I know I'm getting the wrap-up sign, finally, I would encourage you to make sure that you are having the Zoom meetings before you're asking them to commit to a physical meeting. Okay? Make sure you're not wasting people's time saying, oh, meet me for lunch, because honestly, time is money. But just say to them, hey, can we have a virtual coffee? Can we have a virtual chat? It will take about 15 minutes. Just want to talk about where I believe there's synergy between us. And then once they've said yes, have good contracts. I hope that helps you. Okay, I can see the board is popping off, but I ain't got time. I ain't got time to answer all these questions, I'm afraid. All right, great advice. Thank you. That's what I've got time for. All right, guys. So we come to the end of the show. This is what I would encourage you to do. If I haven't answered any of your questions, drop me a DM, okay? Because you can see I can go to the DMs and I answer those ones first. Equally, jump on the live early, baby, and get your question in early. My team will scroll back to the top, I promise you. All right, I hope you have enjoyed today's show. Mr. DJ, put a track on. Now let's finish with a nice little song. Let's go. All right, next week, the topic is this. Are you ready? Are you ready? Next week, we're going to be asking, is your partner an asset or a liability to your brand? Ooh, somebody put that in the chat. Is your partner an asset or a liability to your brand? We're going to be talking about it next week on the Kubi Springer Show. I cannot wait to see you. In the meantime, make sure you build your dreams, you go for yours, and you do it without apology. I'll see you next week. Bye, everyone. Ooh, I'm loving the tracks.